From Las Vegas, welcome to Texas Star Lanes for the title match of the 2011 main event, Open Scratch Division. Two of the best under 21 bowlers in the whole country here. Kevin Tatrow from Bel Air, Kansas, going up against Matt Gasn, Laurel, Maryland, two of the top collegiate stars as well. Second frame, Tatrow opened up with a strike, while Gasn spared in his first frame. Long week of competition. He bowled 8 qualifying games. Top 60 advanced to 6 games of match play, and the top 16 did a sort of bracket, sort of stepladder finals here. Kevin's been bowling main event a long time. Obviously, this is going to be his career high finish in singles. Rings a 10 right there. Corner pin carry occasionally touchy at Texas. Pair to pair always different at Texas. It wasn't the hardest pattern in the world, but those two factors combined to make it a little lower scoring than it otherwise would be. The approaches can be tricky. It's roughly 11 degrees below zero in here. That can affect the lanes. All those factors go into the scoring pace of a tournament. Kevin, an outstanding spare shooter, will go hard and straight and covered up without any problem. Matt has been a beast out on the East Coast Junior Bowlers Tour for, oh gosh, better part of a decade at this point. I don't honestly know where he goes to school. Does anybody? Formerly Weber, at least, says the media department to my right. Very heavy roll on this ball. Check it out. The prototypical hybrid cranker stroker that's so successful. If you can get that cranker release like Matt does, but still have sort of the physical style of a stroker, meaning a little bit smooth, not herky-jerky, you have the best of both the worlds. You combine that with today's equipment and you can absolutely dominate. It's a pretty looking shot right there. Pretty far right break point too. He's actually covering enough boards to get beyond the tricky part of the outside of the pattern, looks like to me at least. So you got the high backswing and pop at the release of a cranker, but everything else, yeah, that timing's pretty close to perfect. Way wide. Wow, it's it mirrors. He's covering an awful lot of boards right now. My goodness. I didn't think that had a chance of getting back. And that's why I'm sitting here talking into a little box and he's doing all the bowling right there, because, my goodness. Early double gives him the early 9-pin lead. Contrasting Matt completely, Kevin much more of the traditional style. Using the full approach, the little guy, so he's going to take pretty big steps here. Also nearly flawless fundamentally there. That's just ideal. Plenty on the ball. That's no dinky shot going down the lane there by any means. Doesn't quite get the 5 out this time though. Kevin has gone the hard way up the 5-round stepladder here. Some folks get freaked out that it's 2 different stepladders at once. And that's allowing us to get 16 bowlers to still have a chance to win the tournament. But to do so, you've got to win 5 rounds. The only bowler to ever do that in main event history is Brad Miller. Did it from the 15 seed a couple years ago to win main event. So precedent has been set. It can be done. Tatrow looking to become the second. He got by Gonzalez, Hewitt, and Booker. 3 Californians in round 1. His round 1. Got by the aforementioned Miller and another Californian, Joey Troll, in round 2. And Texas's Sean Lavery Spar in round 3. And then the beast of our local tour, Kyle King, in the semifinal. So anytime you can beat those 8 bowlers in one tournament, you've had a heck of a day, let alone beating them all in a row. If that's not earning a title, I don't know what is. Speaking of earning, they're going to earn a lot no matter what here. $5,000 going to the winner of this match, and it's a big match. It's a top-heavy prize fund, so it's $2,600 for second. So I don't know how many people watching this have ever bowled a game for $2,400, but if you don't have a PVA card, it's probably not too many of you. So it's a different kind of pressure. when you're up here. If you're in college, scholarship money, whatever, it's money. Chance for a big early lead for the Terp. Oh, goodness. Anybody impressed?
Robot.
I am. Matt, for his part, qualified 5th in this some 100-some-odd bowler field, so he didn't have to bowl round 1, which is great because that's 4 bowlers for 1 spot. He did get by Mark Myers and Nick Adams in his first round, and by Jerome Jordan, who won the handicap division last year and qualified 4th in scratch this year. He killed the first block this year. Way wider on that lane. He's wow, that's interesting. He's really covering boards on that lane, and that was just a pinch further left at the break, and it big forward. Big forward. And I left a whole bunch of pins. And even though he had the triple, that makes the match really, really close because you give up a lot of count on that triple. Then again, he is a robot, and he'll probably spare this up. We've had 1 big 4 made on camera. He's still got the big 3 up there, unfortunately. 6-1 costs him 4 more pins a count, too. We'll have to see if that comes in play later on, and all of a sudden we got a 1-pin game. That can become an 8-pin lead for Kevin if he can strike up here in his 5th frame. Deliberate as many of those shocker trained bowlers are. It wasn't the toughest shot we've ever laid out at main event by a mile, but it certainly wasn't any walled up shot either. The cut was -7 for a 60 bowler field. So even though the top few scores really crushed it, and some of the big scores were shot earlier in the week, it looked like it was going to be a score fest. It really wasn't. It looked like every single block got a little bit tougher. It looked like the middle dried out more and more. Oh, wow. As close as you can get to not chopping it, and instead, from that potential momentum swing, they trade opens. But a lot said and done here. We still got a whole half a game. It's only a 13-pin deficit for Kevin. That's nothing in bowling. So much of bowling these high-level matches is putting aside the open frames and shaking it off right away instead of wasting another frame, still being mentally or physically frustrated. Or you could stay mentally and physically frustrated, throw your worst shot of the match by far, and carry a Brooklyn. Welcome to bowling, ladies and gentlemen. Any questions? That's a much needed break for Kevin right there. Matt got by top seed Gary Faulkner, the current junior gold champ, in the semifinals, through a big number to do so. Gary also had a big opening block. Back in the pocket there. Throwbot. Thanks again to Jerry Francomano and their whole crew at Texas Star for hosting this event every year. Not too many bowling alleys you can say, give me your entire bowling alley for a week and do exactly what I say, and that's what Jerry does. He makes it possible. I hope he knows how much it's appreciated. Our title sponsor, Ebonite, with us as always as well. Ebonite raffles help us get up to that guaranteed payout. Good Lord. That is so angular through the heads. I haven't gotten over that yet. if the ball went into the gutter, it would go into the gutter at 30 feet. It's just going that way, and then it just grabs and goes. Unbelievable. Well, I'm having fun watching this. We'll see if Kevin can come back in part 2.